Hi guys, welcome back to part 6 of my Tradewind Scrubbers mini album swap for January. I'm just making a photo mat for one of my pages using a musical note stamp from the Tim Holtz collection, and I'm using the Vintage Photo Distress ink to edge the background matting, but then decided that I thought this one should be torn, so just tearing all the edges there and then continuing to re-ink the edges with the distress ink. Now just taking some Scotch quick dry adhesive, and I find that this is the best medium to adhere your torn pages to a page on an album, simply for the fact that you can spread the glue out to the edges and get all areas of that piece of paper, so that none of it sticks up and doesn't attach itself to the page. And then once that's applied, then just spread the glue out using your brayer. That gets rid of any bubbles and excess glue. So now just cutting another piece of paper down to size to attach on the top of that piece that I just distressed. And just colouring in or just shading the entire square piece there with what I think is vintage photo, but it could be frayed burlap. Sorry, I don't remember. I'm just giving it an old vintage type look to it rather than a clean background there, ready to stamp the music notes stamp. And decided, because the edges of the other background was torn, that I'd need to continue that theme on. So I think I'm going to be roughing the edges up with the Tim Holtz edger there. But first I'm stamping that music note stamp on, and then using my stamp positioning tool to line it up because it didn't cover the whole area of that piece. And now just spraying over that with some gold glimmer mist. I've set it aside to dry, and now I'm just going to make a pocket holder or a tag holder, just using a stamp. Applying Versamark ink. I did try something previous to that, but it just didn't look the way I wanted it to, so trying it again and just stamping that under some or off-white paper, and just applying some gold embossing powder there, and just brushing away some excess powders, and now heat setting that embossing powder. And now taking a gold dabber and just colouring in all the areas of that stamped area. And just wiping off the the gold dabber ink from the stamped image. So that the gold embossing powder there, the gold embossed area, sort of shows up. And now just cutting around the outside of that shape. And not directly on the edge, and that's why I used the gold dabber there, so that the outer edge wasn't too stark. And also in the middle area of that stamp. And now just placing a little, I think it's a violin charm, yeah, that's going on the front of that tag holder piece. So I've just distressed the edges with the Tim Holtz edger, and now just going use some frayed burlap and just distress those edges further, just to define them. And one of the corners I'd sort of bent when I was distressing the edges, so I thought, well, why not make that a feature of that mat? So I decided to leave it flipped over on the corner there, so I don't adhere any glue onto that section, so it will just flip over in the corner. I'm now just inking the edges of that tag holder with some frayed burlap, and around the underneath edges of that, so that it doesn't show too starkly. And now attaching it to that page with some dimensionals just to the bottom area there, so you can stick a photo or a tag in. Okay, so that little violin charm that you saw earlier on that, just colouring it in a gold using the Tim Holtz alcohol inks, and just dried it, and now just adhering it to that tag holder with some glossy accents. And then that's that page complete. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 7. Bye.